But basically I have these plastic equine bags which I fill up, and I'll always take, even on a really hot day, I'll take a knit. On a cold day I'll take a wool cooler, because as your mother always says, wool keeps them warm even when it's wet. So I'll pop that in there, and then I'll have a spare wrench, because I always take my studs out as soon as they're finished cross country and before I take their boots off, only because I've seen horses kick and lacerate themselves after completing badminton and not being able to compete. That I'll always take a pair of scissors with me, just in case something needs to come off really fast, whether it's a boot, a piece of tack. At that point it's the horse's welfare. Everything else I can deal with afterwards. I'll have 4 buckets, 4 sponges and 2 sweat scrapers, which I'll always take with me. And then I always have my trusty duct tape, which is over here in my bag kit. As far as for wound injury or something, basically it's a matter of I'll cool them down there and deal with the injury afterwards. So I'll always take like 2 diapers, a roll of vet wrap. The diapers, I feel like if there is a bad wound, I can use that just to cover the wound to get them back. Vet wrap, and then my roll of duct tape, which is just here somewhere. Right here.
And what would you use the duct tape for?
Duct tape, if they've pulled a shoe, I'll put a diaper on, half a roll of vet wrap, and then duct tape if they've got a long walk back, just to protect them. I'll always have my spare shoes, but again, not so much these days. Like if they rip a shoe off, rather than trying to tack it back on when they've come back and they're hot and fidgety, I'll wrap the foot up and get them back to their stall, ice that foot, let it dry, and then get the farrier to put it on. And that way, if they've stepped on a toe clip or anything, we can get a better evaluation of what we've done or what we're looking at dealing with for the night. Also, if we get a heel grab, something like that. So basically, that's just a really basic first aid. Slap it on, get them back to their stall and look after them. And then I'll always have my halter and lead rope. I always take a leather halter and lead rope with their numbers on the side. And 2 other things I'll always have is 2 towels. A small one, just they always want to rub, they're so itchy. I like to have that just in my hand to rub their face. Also, I always make sure I have a dark towel, because if there is blood, I can wipe it off and I'm not walking around with a bloody towel. So I'll have that, and then a larger towel, which I can use, I don't think I have any right here, either to cover the saddle if it's raining, or you know, just to rub them down if they are in there for a while. Usually when they get back, their temps are so hot that I won't ever use the blankets. But if there is a hold-on course and they're waiting in the start box and it's cold, it's nice to be able to keep them warm. If they've come back and it's not been a good situation and it's cold and they're going into shock, the first thing I want to do is keep them warm. So it's basically, it's dealing with the situation of whatever comes back. 95% of the time it's great. They come back and you're just pulling them out. I like to try and get them out of the box, and the vets have got so much better about it. As long as I can show them that I'm bringing their temperatures down and that they're fit, which with Will's program, touch wood, they're always coming in. I don't have any wood.
I'm knocking right there.
Thank you. They're always coming back relatively fit, so it's just a matter of aggressively cooling them down.
And how do you do that? Is that ice, water?
Ice water. Basically, I'll have the 4 buckets and have someone walk the horses through. Someone will hold onto their heads with the towel, see if they want to drink. I'm always willing to let them drink, and if they want to drink anything up to half to 3/4 of a bucket, if they want to. Quite often, if you stop a horse from drinking, then they won't try and drink for a while. So it's ice water, probably 2 and 3 times down the body, scrape it off, let them walk. Just to make sure they're not stiffening up. So I'll do that on the first pass. Second time round, while they're still cooling, I'll get the studs out. As they're scraping, I'll rip all the boots off. I'm not huge on duct taping boots and all of that, only because I think Velcro is so good now. And if your Velcro's wearing out, you need to buy a new pair of boots. So usually it'll be 2 or 3 times we'll do that, and then I'll call for the vets to check their temp again. As long as it's come down a degree or so, I'll ask if we can take them back. That way I'll get them back to their stalls, and usually once I get them back to their stalls, I'll put them in there, let them pee, have a drink, have some hay, and give them about 5 minutes to themselves. Then I'll take the temperature again, and usually their temps are still up a lot, so that's when I'll take them back out and just hose them and give them a bath. Basically, yeah, I'll always give them a bath, wash them down with soap, get the grease off their legs. I can do a really close check, towel dry them, they're all clean, and that way I'm set for whatever I need to do with them next, which would be usually put them into ice, give them a little bit of grain just to get their stomachs moving again, and that's literally just a handful, and then hay and water as they want it. Start the icing, and at a big competition I'll ice them at least 2 if not 3 times, and then we'll dry wrap them until about 6 or 7 when we'll have jogged them. If we don't have anything really bad that we're dealing with, we'll leave them be for an hour or 2, then come back, jog them again. If we're seeing something, we'll ice them again. If not, I like to poultice them up and leave them be for the night. Give them a nice big bran mash, and hope that nothing blows up by the next morning.